fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kiru's show here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Izuku Midoriya, and well, a lot of things did happen. Now, Izuku Midoriya and Celine. Midoriya, he was killed in his battle with Marcus. And then he was seemingly resurrected after the Immortal gave him blood, Celine gave him blood, and he was bitten by the first Lycan William. Now, along with that, Midoriya, he did then battle his uncle, killing him and tearing him to shreds while feasting upon his body. And then we did actually have William himself, who he had his own evolution, the first Lycan. He was given a second generation blood and then bitten by the hybrid. That was peculiar, especially since the changes that did occur with him, turning back to a human for the first time in his long life. Now, he did then start making his way to Japan, since the only memories he had were from the pilot he did kill. Now, Midoriya and Celine, they both did get back to Japan. However, along the way, Midoriya did find that he felt a bit different. For some reason, his body feels physically stronger, and he feels, well, hungrier, even though he did just feast. Now, with that being said, they did get back to the Covenant, and Midoriya did discover in the aftermath, Marcus did leave. There are tons and tons of bodies, and even then, most of them are ripped to shreds. One of the bodies that they were able to recover was Toga. She was impaled at the top of the tree and left for dead. As we do actually have Midoriya, who is standing in a freezer and looking over Toga. As a lot of people are asking exactly what should they do with her body, since she was the most well preserved. And Midoriya, he does just think, as he's wondering if they do need to bury her, or how they even really do this. Technically, they're all off the records. So do they have a graveyard or something, or do they just... well, I don't know. Wait for them to disintegrate in the sunlight? Do they... it's all a strange process to him. That being what he is trying to think about. As we do have Celine, who does just stare at Midoriya for a second, before reaching to her holster and pulling out her knife, grabbing Midoriya by his wrist and putting his hand out flat in front of him. Before she does just tell Midoriya to cut his hand open. Why? It's the same way I brought you back. Oh yeah. Now, Midoriya does take the knife, as everyone is questioning how she brought him back. Her explaining that his heart was destroyed. As Midoriya, he does actually run the blade across his hand and cut it open. Midoriya actually then putting his hand directly onto Toga's mouth, as blood is allowed, well, inside. Midoriya then actually going to reach down and put his hand over her wounds, before just thinking, their hearts are integral to what they are. Midoriya then actually reaching down inside the hole in her chest and going to grab her heart. It is still mainly intact. And Midoriya, he does actually begin to start squeezing it. Now, Midoriya does just begin to start trying to get Toga's blood flowing, as eventually Midoriya does feel it beat in his hand. This being where Toga, she actually does gasp back to life, as Midoriya does pull his hand out. Now, Toga does just jump up, and she's trying to scream Marcus, before she does just look around, before looking down at the hole in her body. And Midoriya actually would just hold his hand out for her. It's been a long, couple hours. You're probably hungry. Wait, what happened? You died. I brought you back. What? But how is that possible? It's not. But do you remember who you're talking to? Now, Toga does just grab Midoriya's hand and bite into it. And she does begin to feed. Now, we do have Melissa who is watching this, as she does say from across the table, or the thing the thing Toga is laying on, if she can actually have a blood sample from Midoriya. Sure. Just make this quick. I need to feed. Are you sure? What happened while you were gone? Where's Marcus? Dead. What? Now, multiple vampires are hearing the words Midoriya is saying. Midoriya killed the original vampire. And Midoriya actually has begun to start talking with the death dealers that do remain, telling a few of them that he is giving them a job, and this job is top priority. That being where 10, or let's say at least 3 of the remaining 10 death dealers are alive. Midoriya informing them all that they are to hunt down the first Lycan William, and that most likely he is outside of the country. Him saying the name of the location before just actually holding out his arm, telling each one of them to step forwards and bite. He is giving them blood for this mission, because of how dangerous their current opponent is. If he is allowed to feed and regain his strength, he will truly become a threat. Now, each one of these vampires do take Midoriya's blood. And after this is all said and done, Midoriya does actually go to walk away, as he does just hold his arms behind his back and begin to start thinking about everything. Over the course of the last 24 hours, he died, resurrected, and, had a lot happen to him. Now, Midoriya, he would return to his chambers, as he would just at least order somebody to bring him a large quantity of blood. Now, whenever this does happen, we do actually have Celine, who she is talking with Toga, and informing her about everything. Talking about how she should lead this team after William. And that this is actually a very well trusted mission. Now, this would be where she does somewhat agree. And she is reluctant to leave her mentor's side. Now, with that all going on, Melissa is analyzing Midoriya's current genetic makeup, and seeing how it does vary from the previous sample he did supply her with. Now, while she's currently doing that, we will cut over to Bakugo, the pro hero who has been working with the police and looking into these strange incidences with people's quote-unquote quirks. Now, they have all been strange, along with Bakugo going over all of this evidence in one night. Bakugo discovered messages from Hisashi Midoriya, and even video files and evidence showing what he is dealing with. As we actually have Bakugo Katsuki, who he has been trying to find a way to bring his findings to the hero department for the agency he does work with. Now, Bakugo is currently sitting there with a bottle of whiskey and a coffee cup, as he is just trying to think over and over again as he does press play, and the video does unfold. Hello, my name is Hisashi Midoriya. Now, I'm not too sure the best way to explain this. I'm not sure if my son, my daughter, I'm not sure of anything really. I guess I should start with something simple. You're on the run, and you're wondering what's after you. I can explain it, but please give me some time. Those would be lichens, werewolves, and vampires. Lichen is the name that I've found they commonly refer to themselves as. However, do not find this name to be weird or mistaken. They are werewolves. And these vampires, I don't understand. I thought they were all fairy tales. However, over the course of my life, my family has had one single thing going for them. We have all been running. My current name is Hisashi Midoriya, not my birth name. I don't remember at this point. However, if you... Fuck. If you are watching this, then it means you're destined to do the same thing I did. I thought I could settle down and have a family, but I was wrong. I think they found me again. I think that I'm done for. I don't know when this could happen, and I hope your mother understands. I'm going to tell her tomorrow to get you prepared to live the truth. And hopefully she responds well to it. Otherwise, upon my death, my belongings, they will be given to you, my son or daughter, and you will know the truth. If one day you find people after you, silver, and the strange berries that will be given to you, the seeds will be given to you. You should plant them. Make a garden. They are called nightshade. They're not easy to get a hold of, but they work. Take a few of them, your blood smells toxic to them. They've saved my life whenever I was younger. They've saved my mother's, my grandfather's, all my ancestors. And then a silver blade or a silver gun. Whatever you can get your hands on, anything silver hurts. Anyways, I've already gone over everything. But just remember, keep running and find a safe spot. It may not last forever, but take that time whenever you can. Now, the video does end there, as Bakugo is trying to think. This video clip, this was taken whenever Midoriya was still, well, before he was even born. His mother would have been pregnant at this time. And then there's all the other evidence. The tests that do show that this is not a quirk. The test that shows that this is some sort of unknown virus. Everything he's seen Along with that, apparently there's something called a death dealer. There's no records on it, but that simple name alone, it's not good. Now, somebody would knock on Bakugo's door, as he actually does go to close the laptop and take all the evidence from this box. Him quickly moving that to the bottom drawer he does have, opening it and closing it quickly, before he does stand up, walking over and trying to compose himself, opening the door. Hmm? Oh, hello, Ochako? Hmm? Hey, are you okay? Hmm? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to work on my case. Are you sure? 'Cause you were supposed to be back 2 hours ago. Hmm? Bucko looking at the clock on, or Bucko looking at his watch, not the clock on the wall. Find that it's 3 in the morning. Hmm? Oh, shit. Sorry. Hmm? It's fine. Just come home. Hmm? Alright, alright. This case is starting to get to me. Hmm? You should take a day off then. I can't. Hmm? Why not? Because what I found could change the world. Hmm? Bucko, that's what anyone says. Everyone's changing the world just slowly. Your case can save a lot of people. No, that's. Well, I mean, it could, yes, but that's not what I mean. What I'm. I don't think you'd. I can't. You think I'm crazy if I told you. Hmm? Okay. Well, try me. Fine. Bucko saying the next few words that do make Ochako somewhat laugh. Werewolves and vampires are real. Now, Bakugo does say this while they're both in the Hero Agency building. And Ochako doesn't believe him until she does look at the look in his eyes and on his face, as she does ask him if he's being serious. Yes. Listen, I know it's weird, but I've retraced Izuku's footsteps. Izuku? Yes. I knew him whenever I was younger. He did not have a quirk, I know that for a fact. The last time he popped up, and I saw him was that night at the fight club. We broke up. He was different. Blue skin, blacked out eyes, fangs, claws, incredible speed, incredible strength and agility. That wasn't a quirk. I know for a fact. Besides, he looks feral and rabid, almost like he had rabies. That aggressive nature of a wild animal. Bakugo, you're kind of freaking me out a little bit. It's the truth, though. It's everything I've found points to this being true. The evidence from Masashi Midoriya, the day he died, the unknown things in the system, I think I know what they are. It could have been Silver and Nightshade. Hmm? Okay, and the other remains there. They weren't able to be identified. However, they were taken by an unknown company. I can find that out. Once I figure it out, then I can start looking into them. And then possibly, Bakugo, please, just come home. Calm down. Take your mind off of all this. Now, Bakugo, he actually would look at Ochako. Her face shows a lot of concern. And, well, he can tell that he sounds crazy. And just saying that, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I know I sound crazy. Yeah. I mean, fuck. I'm just letting it all get to me. Everything I've seen, everything I've looked into. Hell, even that one guy, his autopsy report showed up on my desk. It didn't add up. What do you mean? Well, I mean, it said that he had steroids in his system. However, whenever I asked for a doctor's second opinion, they said he didn't. Yeah, it just didn't make any sense. Now, with that being said, this would be whenever Bakugo and Ochako do actually both head home. Meanwhile, we do actually cut over to Celine, who she is currently seeing off Toga on her mission. Well, she does then tell her good luck, as her and her team do head off, and they'll be collaborating with the Immortal on this journey. Now, as over Celine, she actually does go to head back to her and Midoriya's room. Thinking about how with everything going on, she does want to at least check on him. Especially after their previous match. Now, this is whenever she actually is walking down the hallway, as somebody is standing outside the door. And they actually do turn to see Celine, quickly running up to her as they do ask her if, well, the hybrid is okay. He should be fine. Why? Well, I gave him a few containers of blood, and some of us heard screaming, and, well, things being thrown. Things possibly breaking. No one's attacked. But we know he's in there and he's doing something. He requested more blood and we just gave it to him. He's already gone through 15 gallons. I'm sorry, what? Now, they would actually then watch as Celine does go to pull her weapon. And she does go to open the door. As she does just see Midoriya standing in the corner. Or sitting down. As he's facing away from her and he's holding something in his hand. And he's currently just feeding on it. Now, this is whenever Celine does actually go to walk up to him, seeing all the scattered containers on the ground. Now, she actually has got to holster her weapon, her slowly approaching and bending down onto her knee, as she does grab Midoriya by his shoulder and ask him if he's alright. Now, Midoriya doesn't even register that she's there, as he's continuing to gnaw on whatever he has in his mouth. Now, Celine actually does slowly go to look over Midoriya's shoulder and see what he has. However, she does somewhat seem horrified, finding that Midoriya is feeding on his own arm. And Midoriya actually does stop whenever he does realize that her shadow is currently blocking his view. Now, Midoriya does actually stop, before he does just somewhat look up with his hand or arm still in his mouth. As Celine actually does go to reach down for her weapon and ask him if he's. This being where Celine, she's instantly pinned to the wall, and she didn't have enough time to register what happened. As she does look at Midoriya, who, the look in his eyes, it's changed. And, well, Midoriya's dark sclera and the pitch black eyes, they seem to be different. Midoriya has a shade of blue within his eyes now, even though they're completely changed. And then there's his face, especially with his nails. They're a bit more akin to a lichen. And Midoriya does actually go to shift his own jaw, and they seem more like a lichen themselves. Her actually telling Izuku to get a hold of himself. Now, Midoriya, he does just actually let go of her. And Celine does find that Midoriya shattered her left wrist due to the amount of force and speed he put into moving. Midoriya just backing away as he does go to slump against the wall. And he does then just sit there for a minute. What the fuck is happening to me? Izuku, are you alright? No. I'm hungry again. I don't understand, I've just been eating. Nothing's filling my stomach. Now, we actually have Melissa who does come running in and ask Izuku if he's alright. Now, Midoriya doesn't really say anything. However, Melissa does just look around the room. Things are thrown, the window's broken, the doors are off the hinges, and there's the closet. There are large, deep gases going straight up in a 45-degree angle. And she's trying to understand what those are. There's multiple of them closer down to the floor. And Midoriya tore up the hardwood floor where he was in the corner. I'm trying to understand this all. Izuku, have you had meat? Yes. Marcus. I see. This could be a side effect. Side effect. Yes. For right now, Izuku, I think the best course of action is for us to sedate you. Do it. Hurry. Now, Celine does go to Celine and, well, Melissa do both talk for a minute. As Melissa does tell Celine exactly where she needs to go to find all the stuff, and to use her speed quickly. Her turning and moving fast. Now, Melissa does actually go to bend down and put her hands on Midoriya. Ask him if anything else has happened, if anything peculiar has happened to him. And Midoriya, he's just rocking back and forth. As he does go to look up at her. Her immediately noticing that his blue eyes do actually get a bit darker, shifting to dark blue. And then they begin to fill in with the black coloring. As Midoriya is going to move forwards, Celine actually does run in. And she actually does go to grab Midoriya and slam his throat into the wall, before just jabbing him in the neck with this vial in her hand. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.